I know it's been over a week, which in social media terms is like a fucking decade, and there's been about 20 mass shootings since Uvalde, but I still wanted to talk about it because it's just amazing to me how much the official story provided by the cops changes over time. And I'm not saying this was a false flag or some other wild conspiracy bullshit. I'm just talking about the police department's description of how it all went down and their response to it. Basically, everything that the police originally said was either a lie or just flat out wrong and happened to paint them in a good light. At this point, most people understand that the police response in Uvalde was an absolute catastrophe. Just a fucking disaster. But it's also important to understand and remember that the police constantly lied about everything, because that's what police do. And if there wasn't a national spotlight on them, they would have gotten away with all their lies. Just imagine how many lies police departments get away with on a daily basis when the whole country's not watching. Just think about all the lies that police told in this case alone. They originally claimed that a brave resource officer confronted the shooter outside the school. Lie. They claimed that the shooter had full body armor. Lie. They claimed a teacher propped open a door, which allowed the shooter to get in. Lie. But hey, why not put some blame on a teacher while we fail to do our jobs? They originally claimed that when they got on scene, they rushed right in, and boy, we know that's a lie. That's a big old lie. That's the white whale. We know that they waited almost an hour, and when they finally did go in, they made sure to get their own kids first. The police claimed they contained the shooter to one classroom, which saved a whole bunch of lives. Turns out he barricaded himself there, and the police refused to engage him. So essentially, they sacrificed everyone in that classroom. The commander at the scene claims that he didn't know about the 911 calls that kids were making from inside the school. If that's somehow true, then this was an entire system failure. And this is a fucking police department that gets 40% of their town's budget. And that commander was just elected to city council. And now the local cops are refusing to cooperate with state and federal investigators. And they're threatening reporters. And they teamed up with a fucking biker gang to keep reporters away. I would not be at all surprised if we eventually find out that cops killed some of those kids. Because killing innocent civilians is just par for the course in cop culture. The media and the public have to start understanding that just because the cops say it does not mean it's true. But the media treats their word as sacred. They will run their initial story, uncritically accepting all of it, and that's usually all that most people will ever hear about that story. So even when there is a correction made or a lie revealed, most people have already moved on to the next story. Usually another mass shooting, where the next police department can portray themselves as the heroes, even though they didn't stop the violence and they inevitably lied about how it all went down.